I think rainbows are racist because they don't include black. That is the first of 3 racially oriented jokes I will be making.
Who is Blake Gardner?
I am just a person like any other person in the world. Except I am American, which I feel like makes me better than other people in, say, Brazil or North Korea.
What is the most difficult part about what you do?
Most people don't know the struggles of the middle-class white male. Job, family, paying taxes. There's a lot of competition in the workforce. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. I've never actually seen a dog eat another dog, but I'm sure it happens, so I guess that saying is still appropriate here.
As you may already know, my name is Blake, and I'd like to start by telling you a little about myself. I got married young, right out of college, and if you ever get the chance to do that, don't. I'm kidding. Marriage is great. Who wouldn't want to be accountable to the same human being every day for the rest of your life? It's the best. The weird part about being married, though, is that I don't know how to talk to women anymore. Because you see, back in the day, you did that to flirt with them. And now I feel like I'm not supposed to do that because I'm not. So occasionally when I find myself around an attractive young lady, I end up being incredibly awkward.
There she is. She comes here every Saturday morning for her vanilla latte with extra cream and fat-free milk. And that's totally not creepy or borderline stalker that I know of. I hope I don't look stupid reading this magazine. I don't even like reading or coffee. And why does my inner voice in my head sound like Morgan Freeman? Wait, what was I saying? Holy crap, she's coming over.
Hey, you're the comedian guy who's doing this show at the Lounge Theater, right?
Yeah, and you are...
Rachel. I saw your picture on the thing and recognized you. I see you all the time. It's just weird we've never spoken.
No, right? Totally weird.
What are you drinking?
Oh, it's just a regular cup of joe. It's black. It's the way I like it. Oh, love coffee.
You don't look like you love it.
It's just blacker than usual. Anyway, what are you doing on this fine Saturday afternoon?
Well, I volunteer at the local nursing home down the road every other weekend.
Wow, that's neato. I wish I could get involved in something like that. I love volunteering and old people.
Well, you should. We could always use the extra help. Hey, why don't you come by today?
I would. I got a thing with a guy at this place, and we're working on something. So.
Oh, that stinks. We could have totally used you. Well, guess I'll be seeing you around then.
Yeah, definitely. Neato. I really just say neato. Why am I still drinking this? My wife and I both work full-time. She works in the education field, and I do not. But that's why she's better than me. She's really great at it. But being an educator can be a difficult and overwhelming thing to do. It's not something that I think I could ever do. But if I could be anything in the world, I would be a hitman. But not like an expensive hitman. I'd like to be a more affordable assassin that focuses on the budget of the middle class. I feel like that's a broader demographic to target from a business standpoint. And you could hire me to kill for any reason, no judging. I'll take down the guy that cut you off in traffic. I'll put your neighbor's dog down or cat. Or how about the lady at the grocery store with 27 items in her cart in the 10 items or less checkout line? Because she knows. She knows. The sign is right there. I'm kind of nervous about this whole stand-up comedy thing.
Like how nervous?
Like, I've been thinking about killing myself nervous.
That seems like a bit of a dramatic response. In my experience, I've found that people don't like someone who is suicidal. And frankly, that's just another reason to kill yourself.
You're right. You're so right.
Like most people, I have pet peeves. Smacking your food is a biggie for me, especially in adults. And here's why. There are two things I know about you if you smack your food. The first is that your mother did not love you. The second thing I know about you is that you are probably single because no one wants to be with someone who can't chew their food with their mouth closed. I mean, could you imagine if you married someone who did that? Like you had to live with that every single day. That would be like living with a cow. And some of you, as soon as I said that, thought, well, Blake, I am living with a cow. And that's not right. It's not.
Who inspires you the most?
My wife, culture, John Stamos. He is an enormously underrated actor and extremely good looking for his age. I feel the exact same way about Rob Lowe as well.
If you could do anything differently in life, what would it be?
Invent Facebook and then become Batman.
What do you really want to be?
Rich and Batman.
If you could write one great movie, what would it be?
I would write the best Batman screenplay, hands down. But as much as I would like to play Batman, I don't think I could pull that role off. So I would probably give that part to John Stamos, and I would play Robin or Nightwing. Either one is fine.
I love to write. I published my first book in 2012, and I thought it was a good book. I think I would be a better writer if I was a little more educated and less lazy. I did have this idea, and I thought about developing it into a screenplay. It's about a man in the Ku Klux Klan, and stay with me here, who becomes a loan shark. And it would be called The Great White. It's racial joke number 2.
So hey, what can I get you?
Hey man, how's the fried chicken?
Are you asking me that because I'm black?
No. I just thought you might know since you work here. I'm sorry if I offended you.
Nah. It's actually really good.
Is it? Everyone says it is.
Yeah, it's popping off the chains.
Is that some kind of urban slang? I don't know what that means.
Do you want the chicken?
Yes, please. Thanks, bro.
Did I do it wrong?
I really don't like being around large groups of people because I'm introverted, and just putting yourself out there is really uncomfortable. And honestly, I just don't want people to know how weird I am. Too late. But I do have friends, and occasionally I go places with them, so people will think I'm normal. But you can't just go places like you used to once you have children. It's not that I don't want to, I just don't really have the time. And I really like spending time by myself. So unfortunately, if I ever have to choose between spending time with myself or you, I choose me. So between all of those things that life entails, I just don't have the time to keep up with everybody like I would want to. So I think I found a loophole in doing this. Instead of having many friends, what if you had just one friend with multiple personalities disorder? That would be like having a lot of friends just in one person. That would be much simpler.
Now that she's gone, I don't know what I'm gonna do. She was my best friend.
Well, hey man, look on the bright side. There's already too many cats in the world, so it's probably better that she's dead. I do have a big fear in life, and that is I'm scared of going to prison. I mean, let's be honest, I would probably be taken advantage of a lot. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I mean, some people think prison is just all fun and games, like you get free meals, a bed to sleep in, ideally alone. You get to work out with your gang friends or whatever and play outside. But there's more to it than that. Like, there are things happening to people in there, and I don't want to be a part of it. It scares me. That fear is a guide in my moral compass. And honestly, I don't want to shower with a bunch of dudes. Hey, are you okay?
I'm just a little distracted. Have to see an oncologist today.
Is that the doctor who looks at your vagina?
No, that's a gynecologist. An oncologist is a doctor who specializes in the diagnosis of cancer.
Wow. I was way off. Okay. I saw a commercial for a pill that makes your skin clear, but the side effects included possibility of tuberculosis, some types of cancer, and in rare cases, death for clearer skin. Oh, John, your acne really cleared up. Yes, but unfortunately now I have tuberculosis and some type of cancer. I'll probably be dead by the end of the year, but thanks for noticing. I just wish that some medications had a side effect that was so outrageous you didn't even care what the bad ones were. It's like, oh, your cholesterol's a little high. I can give you something for it. May cause vomiting and diarrhea. But you may also develop the ability to read people's minds. What? Prescription, please.
What is your favorite thing in the world?
My family. Or frozen yogurt. Wait. Frozen yogurt with my family.
What makes you sad?
Poverty. Hunger. Disease. The DMV.
What are you afraid of?
Snakes. Spiders. And mean children.
Mean children.
Yes.
Where's your mom?
I don't know.
Yeah, someone is totally going to kidnap you.
No one likes you.
Yeah, I know.
I love reading comic books, especially ones I don't have to pay for. It's pretty much the only reason I go to Barnes & Noble. I just wish that some superhero origin stories made a little more sense scientifically, just to push me through that initial break from reality. Because here's what happens. The hero or the villain is exposed to something that under normal circumstances would be fatal to the average human being, but somehow they develop superpowers, which is just incredible. If Bruce Banner were exposed to an extraordinary amount of gamma radiation, he wouldn't develop the ability to turn into some big hulking green monster when he got angry. He would get radiation poisoning and die, probably within the first few days. If Peter Parker were bitten by a radioactive spider, he wouldn't wake up as some superhuman web crawler. He would be in immense pain. Like, he would get the shakes and be sweating really bad, and Aunt May would have to take him to the hospital, where the doctor would say something like, "We don't have any anti-venom for radioactive spiders. There's nothing we can do. You shouldn't have been poking around the lab so carelessly, Mr. Parker."
I keep having this dream where I'm running through a field like I'm trying to get away from something or someone, but no matter how far I run, I can't get out of the field. What do you think that means?
I don't know, but that sounds like a really boring dream.
That's not helpful.
You grew your beard back since the last time we spoke. What happened to just going with the mustache? You seemed really excited about your new look.
People at work were kind of giving me a hard time about it.
Everyone, hey, can I have your attention, please? Will everyone come up here? I have something important I'd like to say. Thank you, everyone. I have been getting a lot of flack, and it needs to stop today. I am tired of being made fun of because I decided to have a mustache. And I hear all the mean little nicknames that you guys say behind my back, and that's not cool. Mustaches are awesome. I'm awesome. And yeah, so what if I like to wear aviator sunglasses and a trench coat every now and then? They're very warm. And yes, I drive a van. It's a spacious mode of transportation. It's not weird. I'm not weird. Yes, Gibbons, you have a question.
Yeah, is this you?
Ha! Look at there, look everyone. He has a picture of me photoshopped with a mustache that reads sex offender. Very funny, guys. Very funny. You guys suck.
Oh, by the way, Tom Selleck called. Said you're in the club.
Tom Selleck is a legend! When I was single, talking to girls in bars was the worst. Like, at one point it got so bad that I started being mean to them first, just to establish dominance before they had the chance to reject me. Beyond that, I don't really know why I did it. Hey.
Hey,
I was thinking about buying you a drink.
then what's stopping you?
Your face and your attitude. You're giving off a very obnoxious vibe. Hi, I'm Blake.
Hi, I'm Destiny.
That is a really stupid name.
Thank you.
I think there's one more. Has anyone ever told you how beautiful you are?
All the time.
Well, you're not. You're ugly on the inside. And that's what really matters. Social media has changed everything. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then whatever comes next, because something will always come next. But isn't it so much fun to watch people argue on there? You see, once upon a time, a person could say something to another person out loud without the rest of the world knowing. And then that person could tell the other person that all the words coming out of their face were wrong and stupid, and that they should never say them out loud again. But that's not the case anymore. Now, people put everything in their brain out into the universe with no thought to consequence at all. If you're going to post something that's going to invite conflict, at least make it something worth arguing about. Get on there and post something like, "The Holocaust never happened." Click. Let's see how many likes I get. Hey man, are we not Facebook friends anymore?
Not since you posted that picture of you and my ex-girlfriend on there.
That was like a year ago. Are you still mad about that?
Yep.
Whatever happened to her anyway?
She died.
Oh. That's sad.
Yep.
I have an iPhone, and that's pretty awesome. I really enjoy using that. My dad has an iPhone, which is crazy because he is not tech savvy at all. Like, he can make phone calls and check his email. That's pretty much it. He did come around to texting, though, which is really also a big deal for him. But it's really funny reading my dad's text messages because he puts exclamation points at the end of all of his texts. So in my mind, it's like he's emphatically saying everything that he texts. Like, I'm reading it, it's like, "Hey, how are you? Are you coming to the house this weekend? Your sisters will be there." That's what it sounds like in my head when I read them. Hey man, have you ever thought about skydiving?
Nope.
Why not?
Because you could die.
What if you lived?
What if you died?
I accidentally pooped in my pants last night.
What?
I heard a woman say something once, and it bothered me a little. She said, "Why can't we go back to the good old days, like on Little House on the Prairie?" And what she was referring to was the time period in which the television show, or the books, whichever you prefer, took place, which was like the late 1800s. Really? Why would you want to go back to that time period? They had none of the conveniences of everyday life that we know today, and it was terrible. Yeah, let's go back to a time period hundreds of years ago and throw away the years of medical and technological advances that we've made, where people would wake up and say, "Oh, I have a fever today. I'll probably be dead tomorrow." Did you know that they actually used cocaine and heroin as medicine to cure things? That's actually kind of cool.
What is most important in your life?
When my son was born, everything changed. Priorities, perspective, it was all different. Things that seemed to matter so much before didn't matter much anymore. When I saw his face, I knew that I loved him more than anything else in the world, and it was my job as his father to make sure that he could succeed in the world. And why are you so close to my face? It is really uncomfortable. I mean, I'm trying to share something and I feel like you're in my pores. I don't even, it's weird. I don't even want to finish the story now. I feel like we had a moment and now it's ruined.
Isn't it great when people say, if you're thinking about having children, you should get a pet first? Because what I want to say is, if you're thinking about punching yourself in the throat, you should totally do it. Yes, I agree that a pet is a step up in responsibility, but it's not even close to the same thing. If that were the case, why am I paying for childcare? I could just put my son in a kennel every day with a bowl of food and water and just leave. And forget about potty training, I'll just let him go in the backyard. Blake, why is your son pawing at the back door, well, he probably needs to go out. My wife and I have a miniature schnauzer, and with that breed of dog, a lot of people sometimes get their ears cropped and their tails docked when they're puppies, and I didn't really want to do that, but out of a morbid curiosity to find out where my wife stood on this, I asked her when he was really young, I said, hey, do you want to do that? And she said, no, we can't do that. It's a part of him. It'd be like cutting off an arm. I was like, wow, I never really thought about it like that. I guess you're right. But we are going to have to get him neutered next time we take him to the vet. I don't want him humping things. So let me get this straight. You don't want to dock his tail because it's a part of him, like an arm. But you want to cut his testicles off, which are very much a part of him, much like testicles are. You go ask any man if he has to choose between his arm and his testicles, you will get your answer, my friend. Hey man, so the missus and I are thinking about getting a dog. Do you have any recommendations?
I don't like dogs.
You don't like dogs?
Nope.
Do you like cats?
I like cats.
You would like cats.
Now what is that supposed to mean?
Do you know who else liked cats?
Who?
Hitler. Do you like Hitler?
I don't like dogs.
That's what Hitler would say. I think there are certain groups of people that may have not received a fair shake as far as basic human rights go. Take women, minorities, and homosexuals, for example. We've been a little harsh towards them. And if you've ever been treated cruel or unkind for anything, really, I am very sorry that that happened to you. Regardless of what you think or believe, people deserve to be treated with respect, regardless of their race, gender, or sexual orientation. So, with that being said, to all of the gay black women out there, my heart truly goes out to you because you've really got your work cut out for you.
Well, it's pretty much what we expected.
Oh gosh, what did the test say?
Are we really gonna do this?
No, I need to know. Just tell me.
Well, your vitals are good. There's nothing physically wrong with you. All our tests point to you being a picture of health. Unfortunately, our test results conclude that you are not immortal and you will eventually die.
If someone cuts my head off.
That's certainly one way. But need I remind you again that this is not the movie Highlander and that you are susceptible to any form of misfortune that may lead to your demise? Terminal disease, car accident, gunshot wound, pretty much anything that would kill your average person.
This is not what I expected.
I'm sorry, but we do this basically every time you come in for your checkup, and it's getting kind of silly right now when you say, I mean, have you thought about talking to someone, a counselor, therapist?
I feel like I have a lot of anger that I suppress, and I don't know how to articulate how I feel and let it out, you know? Are you listening to me?
No.
I don't think it would help.
What about just going outside more often, you know? When's the last time you went outside on a nice day in the park?
Why don't you go play somewhere else?
Why don't you go play somewhere else?
Because I'm a big adult and you're a little kid, and I was here first, so...
You're creepy.
You're mean.
Mom!
Fine. Going.
It's been a while.
What about, and I'm just spitballing here. Maybe try listening to music from bands other than Queen?
Guess I can do that.
Well, since we're already here, I might as well play along with your charade and suggest you get your affairs in order. Spend more time with your family, have children, save for retirement. I consider refinancing. Rates are pretty low right now.
Well, I will take all that into consideration. Thank you, Doctor.
Well, let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.
What's it going to take to get this nation back on track?
I don't really feel qualified to answer that question, but if I had to, I would say a lot of political readjustments, reforms in healthcare, Social Security, but most importantly, we're going to have to take away women's rights.
Take away women's rights?
Yeah, we gave them way too much power. After they got the right to vote, it's been downhill ever since.
There may be some who construe your remarks as ignorant or misguided. Do you feel this way?
No, not at all. Honesty is the key to win people over. And money. You can always buy people with money.
If you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
Tired.
If you want to make the average conversation incredibly awkward, just find a way to start talking about our Savior and Lord, Jesus Christ, right there in the middle of it. Just, hey guys, I know we're trying to decide where we want to go for dinner, but I had a couple of questions about Jesus that I was hoping maybe some of you could answer for me. Even the Christian people in the room are going to be like, whoa, okay. Christianity began with a man named Jesus Christ several years ago. Most scholars and people say around 2,000 years ago, but I'll just stick to several years ago so we don't muddy up the facts. And according to the Bible, this man was born of a virgin woman, lived a perfect, sinless life, no errors, no mistakes. He was a teacher, a preacher, and a healer. But most of all, he provided hope, where in a time where it seemed like there wasn't any hope. But he managed to make some very important religious people upset by making a very bold claim that he was the Son of God. According to the scriptures, at the age of 33 years old, he was tried and crucified by the Roman government. And 3 days after he was dead and buried, he rose from the dead. An event which, if you really believe it, really separates the men from the boys when it comes to religions, because he's the only guy in history that I know of who's ever been able to pull that off. And he appeared to friends, relatives, disciples, some other random people. And after 40 days, he ascended back up into heaven. As a Christian, I believe that. Every word of it. There's even a handful of other historical sources to prove that those things happened. But I'll be the first to admit, if you tell that story to someone who knows nothing about Christianity, you sound like someone who escaped from a mental institution. I mean, people have been locked up for telling less crazy stories than that. I believe aliens exist. Okay, well, you don't need to say that out loud to anyone anymore, number one. Number two, please get away from me. But someone comes up and says, I believe the Son of God was born of a virgin woman. He died for the sins of humanity, and then 3 days later, he rose from the dead. We should tell everyone. I don't expect us getting pushback from that story at all. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, you guys wrote everything down, right? just like it happened, okay, we're good. Spread the word, guys. I think they're going to be talking about this one for a while.